officially heading south, then west.
Yeah, we left Maine today. Said goodbye to my family.
Yeah. Had a nice little day of swell yesterday after a snowstorm, so it was quite the good send-off. And this dashboard ramblings, I think we're going to tackle some of the specific types of work that we've had on the road. I think it's probably best to start off. You start off and tell them what you did when we got on the road.
Okay, yeah, when we got on the road 6 years ago, I had a pretty large contract, website development contract. It was a retainer model, so I was getting paid a set amount of money for anywhere from like 15 to 30 hours a week. And it was for a university system, a good client. And yeah, I did that. And then we also were doing smaller websites. Corey was kind of being more of an account manager for the smaller sites, and I was doing the coding. And all of this lasted for about, was it 2 or 3 years?
It's like 3 years before we like officially. I think we dropped all the small websites.
Yeah, we transitioned them to my partner,
yeah,
Tom.
first.
Yeah. So yeah, it lasted like 3 years. I burnt out. It was kind of exhausting to be on the computer, on the screen, and be connected pretty much 24/7. We couldn't go very far into the national forest because we had to have Wi-Fi and be there for the clients, and it just ended up being really stressful for me. So I quit, and since then, well, you had some odd jobs.
During that time, I did some mountain bike guiding in Sedona, and I also worked on a TV show for Animal Planet about aliens. So, yeah, I even got the plant alien in the show, believe it or not. Anyways, another story for a different time.
Have you seen a UFO?
I have.
I have.
Yeah, so that type of work I guess would fall underneath like the digital nomad, and there's a lot of people on the road right now doing that, which is nice in one way because you always have work, you consistently have work, so you consistently have money coming in. Like Emily said, I think the downside of that is that you're kind of tied to the web. So you have to be in places that have service. You know, if you can schedule it so you can get away from it, you know, a couple days a week, that would probably be the best way to do it. But with small websites, we couldn't do that. Once that dried up, or we kind of, I guess, walked away from it, and it dried up.
Yeah.
We focused.
Burnt it.
What?
Burnt it.
You burnt it, yes. That was kind of like the time when we started getting some influencer marketing contracts. Very, very minimal, like nothing that could support us. So we picked up some other types of work, and we jumped more into like the seasonal type of work. So we worked on a farm for a good part of a season. What else did we do? I worked, when we were back in New England, I worked at a surf shop doing some surf lessons. I
freelance rope for a healthcare company.
Yeah. That kind of falls underneath the digital nomad realm, I'd say.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like, in you know, how we've worked in the second half, I guess, second 3 years of van life was more, I would say it was influencer marketing and also seasonal. So we were kind of compartmentalizing working, where we would work for a chunk of time, make a bunch of money, and then we would go travel with really no other obligations other than social media. But at this moment, our main source of income and the thing that takes up most of our time is the influencer marketing. So we're working with a handful of brands, doing what we call brand awareness.
So we're working brands that we align with.
Yeah, just
whose
stuff
whose products fit into our lifestyle, or whose practices we find to be sustainable or just really great. We align with them and we work them into our storytelling, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's good money, and we're stoked about raising awareness of brands so that if you are gonna go and buy something, you might choose responsibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we do live in this world where we all are buying things still. We haven't exactly cut ourselves out from that.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, people I think like to look at van life as like fringe, but you're still very much like within society. Obviously, we consume a lot less because we realistically don't have the room, and we find that having less stuff frees up a lot of time. We have a lot less to worry about.
A lot less to argue about.
Yeah.
If we had nothing, we would never argue.
Yeah, like misplacing stuff. No, but work is a very interesting topic, and everyone seems to be very interested in it. There's no really right or wrong way to go about it on the road. Whether you're a digital nomad who has virtual work all the time, or you're someone who compartmentalizes work into a certain chunk of time and then goes and travels. Either way is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more about what you want to get out of the lifestyle, and what way fits better with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you passionate about? What do you want to do for work?
Yeah, I think
I really feel that if we all were to follow our passions and surround ourselves with some supportive people, we can make positive change, and the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure. I think too, what's interesting about working on the road or working while you travel is that your budget gets compressed a bit. Like, as long as you're not paying for like a mortgage somewhere else or whatever, and like realistically everything you have is in your vehicle, you're only worrying about the overhead of that vehicle. That'd be food, gas, repairs. So the amount that you have to work, the money that you can bring in can be less than you would need to make otherwise, and still be able to save if that's something that's important to you.
Yeah, you can thrive on less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
less is more.
If you have any other questions specifically about work, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I have a feeling this will be a topic that we circle back around on a few times.
Yeah, we could dive into each of the each of the jobs that we've had, and kind of discuss like how we got there and like how you might go about pursuing something similar. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, we don't have any heat.
Yeah, it's freezing right now. It's snowing. And if the audio is kind of crappy, we're on a highway and it's like pretty windy, so that's why. But anyways.
Peace.
Ciao.